Welcome back everybody. So Destiny's going to be receiving another update yet again, and this update will be going live today. So the same day that this video goes up, this update will probably already be live. So in this video we're going to be looking at the changes that are being made to some of the weapons. So first up are hand cannons. Hand cannons are going to be getting some accuracy tweaks just to make them fit their role a bit better. These are the changes. Increased initial accuracy and decreased accuracy drop for low range hand cannons. So hand cannons that don't have that much range will be now slightly more accurate than they were. Made damage fall off curves steeper to better coincide with intended effective range of hand cannons. This is basically just so that hand cannons have less chances of outgunning scout rifles at scout rifle range. And lastly, small increase to PvE damage to all hand cannons, amount depending on enemy class. This is pretty self-explanatory. Hand cannons do more PvE damage, which is a good change, seeing as hand cannons in Year 2 have kind of been the slightly less desired option. Now onto auto rifles. This is the one that most people are probably going to be happy about. So, high rate of fire auto rifles are going to be getting a nerf. This means auto rifles such as the Arminius D, Soul Stealer's Claw, and yes, the Doctrine of Passing. These auto rifles and other auto rifles of the same archetype have had a damage reduction by 6%. So this should mean now that Doctrine of Passing isn't as powerful as it is and won't be able to melt you as quickly. So I'm really happy about this change. Next up, unfortunately Hawkmoon has also been hit by a nerf. So Hawkmoon's stability has been reduced by 5 points. Honestly, this nerf doesn't really make much sense to me because I felt like Hawkmoon was in a pretty good spot where it was after the April update. It never felt like it was too overpowered or anything. I never felt like I was being outgunned by it, and if you did use it, you had to know how to control a recoil, so now it's just going to make it slightly more difficult to use. So those were just some of the specific weapon changes, but there are also a few other changes. So firstly, the ammo economy. They've now reduced the time it takes to automatically grab ammo from the battlefield for when you're running low. Now what this means is that when you're playing the game and you run out of ammo, the game activates a timer, and what the game will do is, if you can't find any ammo within that time, it will automatically collect any ammo in the area and feed it back into your inventory. So now after this update, this will happen quicker, so you won't be left waiting as long without any ammo. The next change is to the perk counterbalance. They've now reduced the effectiveness of this perk. Previously counterbalance reduced 90% of recoil, now it reduces 80% of recoil, so it's had a 10% nerf. Honestly, I'm not too bothered by this. It doesn't really seem like that major of a change, and so shouldn't really have a massive impact. And finally, there's been some bug fixes, in case any of you care about this. So they've fixed the incorrect UI bars on Red Spectre. Previously, the stats for Red Spectre was displaying the wrong stats, so now that's been fixed to display the actual stats. There hasn't been any actual gameplay changes to this gun. Next, they fixed the exotic machine gun stability, where some weapons were ignoring their own base stats for recoil, so Thunderlord and Super Good Advice. And finally, they fixed the scope zoom for the Defiance of Yasmin, and to compensate, have increased the inventory stat by 10. So that is it for the weapon changes coming in this update. As I said in the beginning, this update will be out by the time this video goes up, so these changes will now be in effect at the time that you're watching this video. So thank you very much for watching, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll talk to you next time.